Pulsar, the ultimate man of adventure, new from Mattel.
Kenner was having huge success with their $6 million man action figure line in the mid-70s, so rival toy company Mattel wanted to cash in by making their own Ultimate Man of Action. In 1977, they would release Pulsar. Unlike Kenner's Steve Austin Millionaire Bionic Hero, Pulsar had no TV show to help boost sales or to get kids screaming to their mom to buy him. But Mattel did give Pulsar a unique gimmick. $6 Million Man had his bionic parts, but Pulsar had blood-pumping organs. And I literally mean blood pumping. Pulsar had a head that looked more like it belonged to your local Little League coach that always wanted to be a baseball player but could never make the big leagues. So in his 40s, he would coach Little Leagues during his off time while selling TVs and TV accessories at the local Sears. He came dressed in a red and black jumpsuit that featured his very own logo. The shirt of the jumpsuit would pull apart thanks to a new cool feature called Velcro. Under the shirt, you got a skinless chest showing off his working innards. By pumping a huge button on the back of the figure, you can make his heart and lungs pump as toy blood flow through the tubes. But that wasn't all this figure could do. You could lift up his head to reveal. I'm not really sure. It doesn't look like a robot inside, so whatever this is. But inside you could place one of the two mission program discs. So, I guess he was a robot? But any good hero needs a bad guy. Sure, $6 Million Man had Bigfoot, but Pulsar had Hypnos. Like Pulsar, he stand a whopping 14 inches. However, this villain didn't come with a cool pump feature. Instead, he would come with electroshock. Now, it would be cool if you touched the figure and it gave you a little shock. But no, it's just a lever on the side, and when you push it in, the chest makes sparks. Kind of like those cheap plastic guns we all had at least once as a kid. Hypnos was so cool, he didn't need a jumpsuit like Pulsar. He was butt-ass naked, and that was okay with him. Wait, is it butt naked or a buck naked? Anyway, he did have a cool face tattoo. That kind of reminds me of that girl from the third Star Trek movie. No, not The Voyage Home, the other third Star Trek movie. Yeah, it's a Star Trek movie. You can tell me in the comments it's not, but it's technically a Star Trek movie. And I like it. Anyway, this figure also came with a gimp mask that you could place over his face to give him a more villainous look. Well, what about a playset? $6 Million Man had many. But Pulsar? Well, he was good enough for just one. The Life Systems Center, which seems clear that Mattel was trying to rip off $6 Million Man's transport and repair station. Oh, well, maybe I'll say Mattel was inspired by $6 Million Man's transport and repair station. This one here has a pretty cool feature. You can place Pulsar on the table and slide this plastic scanner over him, causing the left side panel to light up to see an X-ray of his body. Like I said, it's a pretty cool feature, but it will work with no figure on the table. So I guess you could act like you're scanning his invisible sidekick, Invisible Boy. There was two versions of Pulsar released. On the first figure release, the clear chest went all the way down to his private parts. Maybe Mattel thought that was just too perverted, so they redid it so that the clear area stopped at his waist. The figure's copyright stamp says 1976, but it hit stores in 1977. What seemed to be a little late for this toy line to really take off. Star Wars fever hit in 77, and by 1978 kids were moving on. Kenner canceled the $6 Million Man line, and also the TV show was canceled. Times were changing. Kids wanted to play with space toys, and they didn't want to play with middle-aged men's strange body parts. It's kind of shocking with the retro craze going around right now. Mattel hasn't dusted off this figure, or at least made a deal with a company like Super 7 to bring it back. In 2022, Mattel did release a Pulsar Man in a smaller retro action figure style, but sadly that was only released at San Diego Comic-Con. It would be nice if they re-released the 14-inch classic figure, as it's almost impossible to find, at least one that still has the blood in the tubes. But you can get a vintage Pulsar Man loose for around $70, or it's easier to find him without a shirt for around $30. One in the box? Well, that's going to run you a little bit more, somewhere between $150 to $250. As for his foe, Hypnos, he's a little tougher to find. Loose, it's going to run you about $120 to $150. And to find one on the box, I'm not really sure because I could not find one that had been listed on eBay that sold in the last few months. And the playset seems even harder to find. More so finding one complete, as it came with many small parts. I could find none on the box that is sold or even listed on eBay. And the only loose one I could find did sell, but by a bid accepted offer, and not for the listed $250 price tag. Did they offer more or less? Who's to say? Overall, it's a pretty funny, cool action figure line. If Mattel had hit the market around 1975, I think it could have done a lot better. So tell me in the comments below, did you pump your Pulsar?
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.